To help you best appreciate how can social backlinks increase your guest podcast being amplified, we asked successful podcasters, content marketing professionals, and social media managers this question for their best insights. From creating a desirable chain reaction to using the right hashtags to reach more people, there are several ways to take advantage of social backlinks to extend the reach of your podcast. Here are 13 ways these leaders use social backlinks to increase sharing of their guest podcasts. Create a desirable chain reaction. Sharing backlinks. Sometimes a single social backlink can be a jackpot for a podcaster. If it's shared by the right person and is shared to the right people, one or more people will post, share, promote, and/or generate a word of mouth for your podcast. That regularly happens in the true crime space, and it's also happened with business and pop culture related podcasts. It can mean the difference between scant advertising and live read advertising, which usually comes when you get 50,000 downloads per episode. Live read advertising is how you start to make money in podcasting. Social backlinks matter a lot. Bring positive results to your podcast in a number of ways. Social backlinks increase your podcast. Podcasts present a fantastic chance for businesses looking to enhance their strategies. Podcasts are a powerful tool for extending the list of link building strategies discussed and enhancing website rankings. Additionally, it will increase organic traffic to the podcast, which is beneficial for those who want to monetize it. Overall, there are a lot of different motives to create backlinks to your podcast. Developing relationships, growing the number of visitors, increasing brand recognition, and establishing authority are all important. Every website's search engine optimization plan must include backlinks. You should remember that a backlink isn't simply there to convince Google that your business is reliable. Also, it's a fantastic PR tool. Make sharing easier with backlinks. There's no doubt that social backlinks can help increase the reach of your podcast. When someone shares your podcast on social media, it exposes your show to their entire network of friends and followers. This can help you attract new listeners who may not have otherwise been aware of your show. Additionally, social backlinks can help to build buzz around your podcast and encourage people to share it with others. The more people who are talking about your podcast, the more likely it is that it will be shared further. If you're looking to increase the reach of your podcast, actively promoting it on social media is a great place to start. Share links to new episodes, engage with your audience, and make it easy for people to share your show with their friends. With a little effort, you can quickly expand the reach of your podcast and attract new listeners from all over the world. Use social media to connect with the right people. Never be afraid to manually reach out to people who might like your podcast. For example, if you follow random people on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram from your podcast's social media accounts, or use InMail to reach out to industry influencers on LinkedIn, if they're relevant. And if they like your podcast, it's possible they follow back and reshare. By doing that, you can boost shares of your podcast using social media. Get higher search rankings with quality social backlinks. Social link. Building with quality backlinks is a step up to getting higher rankings, no matter the size of your brand. When you reach a bigger audience via social media, your brand awareness will increase as well. This means that if you produce a podcast that reaches influential audiences online, those people are more likely to remember you on other forms of offline and online media. As a result, this adds up to stronger recognition and loyalty. Reach large audience social backlinks are a crucial part of any good SEO campaign. If you want your podcast to be exposed to a large audience, you need to ensure that it will appear high in Google search results. One way to do this is to build social backlinks to your podcast. These links will tell Google that your podcast is noteworthy and deserves a high ranking. Generate favorable SEO results to attract more listeners. Your podcast can increase in rankings with the help of social backlinks. It is an effective way to generate more search traffic and for users to access your podcast easier. Good quality backlinks generate favorable SEO results, making your podcast attract more listeners. Overall, it is something worth looking into and giving importance to. Lean on host's audience. If you want to make your podcast interesting and want it to grow, I think guest hosting is a great way to do it. But choose them strategically. First, make sure they have a large following on social media platforms and have good insights to share. It is possible that your guest hosts will share the finished podcast with their own audience on their different social media profiles like Facebook, Instagram, or where they have a large number of audience. And when their audience sees their name, they will be very excited and check out your podcast. And when they listen to your podcast, it's likely they will reshare on their profiles as well. Share on the right social media networks. Whenever people like your podcast, it is possible for them to repost your podcast on different social media platforms. And they will definitely share on a social media platform that contains a higher relevant audience. When your podcast gets started to be shared on high traffic platforms, more audiences will rush to your podcast. For example, Twitter has a large audience related to Web 3.0 and NFTs. So when someone reposts your podcast on Twitter, a larger audience can see your podcast. When more people reshare, it helps to grow your podcast. Promote your podcast with a social media giveaway. You can promote your podcast on different social media platforms by announcing a giveaway, which will increase your audience significantly. For example, announce a giveaway on your show and ask your audience to retweet your podcast and share it on different social media platforms for participating. And when your audience shares your podcast on different social media platforms, you will be able to connect with a lot of new audiences, resulting in more shares. Create a positive feedback loop. Through sharing on social media, backlinks can definitely help a podcast audience to grow because they add authority and authenticity to the brand. When potential viewers see that your podcast is frequently linked on social media sites like Reddit, Twitter, or Facebook, they may perceive it as more trustworthy or popular. And of course, referral traffic from those backlinks will slowly up your viewer count, and higher views attract more views. A successful backlink strategy can significantly increase visibility for podcast, creating a positive feedback loop that perpetually boosts your content. Support high-quality content with backlinks for great results. Yes, social backlinks can help increase the reach of your podcast. When people mention it and include a link, this sends signals to Google and other search engines that your podcast is an authority on the topic, which can help improve your ranking in search results and gain overall popularity. Additionally, the more people share your podcast, the more likely it is to be discovered by new listeners. Of course, simply having social backlinks is not enough. You also need to produce high-quality content that people will want to listen to and share. But if you have a great podcast that people enjoy, sharing it on social media can hugely help to increase its reach and popularity. Use the right hashtags to reach more people. Using the right hashtags helps your podcast rank higher in searches, which helps you to reach a large audience. When sharing your podcast on various social media platforms, the right hashtags play a vital role in reaching the audience. On major social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the audience uses hashtags to search for something. So do some research and find good fitting hashtags for your podcast.